Good evening and welcome into WCU Esports. I know that we were just live with you not too long ago, but now we are here. It is WCU Crimson Overwatch taking on Fresno State Red. I'm Sparky.
And I'm Noe.
Well, we were just here for Rocket League Crimson, but based off of WCU Crimson's season, I know you're not too familiar with their gameplay or how Overwatch really functions, but what do you say you need from this team based off of last week's 0-3 score?
I think they just got to put the pressure. I mean, they're playing defensive like the whole series and couldn't get anything going. And also, I feel like there's only like a few picks here and there. Just need a lot more picks, a lot more kills. Do the watch things.
Well, I think the big thing from this team, too, is just really make sure that as a team, they call out their picks, they call out who they're supposed to be going for, which is what that means, and they flow with one another. They don't get scared about getting staggered. They don't get scared with how they play. They just play confident. They know how they know, like they play how they know how to, and they really just make sure that at the end of the day, the biggest thing that they worry about is having fun. When this team has fun, I don't think that any team in this division is stopping them.
I mean, yeah, if you're enjoying the game, we'd definitely be able to play better. And I feel like WCU definitely had chances last series. They had an advantage in for game 2, just couldn't pull it away at the end. I definitely think they're capable of taking these series.
I mean, there's a lot to be said for this Mountaineer team. They are just a phenomenal squad to see play together. They're always fun to watch. All that needs to happen is WCU takes this series by the horns from the get-go.
Yeah, I think we're about to get ready here soon.
We are getting ready. We're going to be going to Busan, and we'll see what happens from WCU. But from what my knowledge looks like of this game, how these teams normally play, it's going to be Gummy on tank, Bubbles and Corbin on support, and then Mej and Nona on DPS, or at least that's pretty consistent. Or it's going to be Bubbles and Mej on support, and it's just on DPS, and it's going to be weird. But here we go. Game 1 in this series. WCU on the right and red. Sac State on, or not Sac, my apologies. Fresno State. This is the what's
I don't know what's happening.
Oh, there we go. What was going on there? I don't know. That was, sorry, I was really caught off guard for a moment. That was bizarre, but here we go. Busan is control, so you have to maintain possession of that 1 point in the middle. It's going to be, I believe, it will be Bubbles and Nona on support, if memory serves. It's going to be Corbin and Mej on DPS. Or no, it's going to be Bubbles and Corbin on support, my apologies, and then Mej and Nona on DPS. I haven't seen Nona on DPS of late, so it's going to be very interesting to see how he plays.
I'm not too sure. I think Nona played last week and did pretty good on DPS, so it was either Nona or Meja. Forgot.
Oh, this is going to be an interesting matchup. So we have, for your Mountaineers, it's going to be Gummy Bear on tank, as always, as that diva. It's going to be Bubbles on support as his Moira. It's going to be Corbin on Juno, Majarshan on Ash, and Nona on Cassidy. But taking a look over at Fresno State, it is going to be Clean Jr. on Doomfist, Karsten on Soldier, Totoro as the Reaper, Penko as an Ana, and then a Baptiste as well. And I know that Doomfist is quite frequently a very hated character.
Yeah, Doomfist is a little crazy, I feel like.
It's easy to be, or it's very hard to be good with Doomfist, and it's even harder to deal with a good Doomfist. But that's a great way to deal with it, as WCU blocks him off, takes the pick, and now Western only losing Bubbles in this process.
Yep, and just pushing out the point, and WCU is able to take out the point.
They will maintain control. They have the support of Juno, who is one of, I would say, the best healers in the game at this point. Mej gets picked off by the Ash Ditto from Totoro, and now the Mountaineers are going to be forced off at this point. Fresno State coming in force to just try and pick off Gummy first, but it's going to be Nona falling, and now WCU is in an awkward stagger.
Yep, they didn't keep the point for too long, and it's just a good little offense from whoever this team is. We got.
Ooh, and Nona switching over to my favorite character. It's the Junkrat coming back in for WCU. We normally see Rustic playing Junkrat, but Rustic, unfortunately, not able to be here tonight. So Western is going to only run these 5. Nona getting picked off very quickly in this fight. Mej looking to try and get some chip damage onto anyone they can. Corbin just going up, doing what he does best, keeping his team alive. Gummy overextending as a tank. Now he has Bubbles as a pocket healer. We're going to see what the Mountaineers can do on this push. But Fresno State already at 33%.
Yep, and looks like they're keeping control pretty well now, but almost like gain a pick, just barely. But the Doomfist does go down from the Moira,
and that's a huge takeout from Bubbles, getting the Doomfist out and taken care of. Corbin going to be ulting here, trying to find a way to keep Gummy in the mech. Can't do so, but Gummy does find Totoro with the pistol, and he gets the remech as well.
Nice.
And I think he did end up using his ultimate there, which wasn't necessary, or it wasn't necessary, and it wasn't a great place to use it, but it's the best way for D.Va to stay in a tank position as opposed to a really bad, like just one of the worst supports.
Yeah, it's kind of tough right now. WCU has only one ult compared to Del 3, so...
Well, they're about to have all 5.
Yep.
So Fresno State getting all 5 online. WCU with one that just got knocked out.
Dang.
And a second on the way, but WCU effectively with a team wipe here. And they're going to need to take a step back.
And only wasting 3 ults, having 2 extra for possible defense later on.
Well, they've used 2 so far. They're about to have 3, and there were 3, as you said, wasted from Fresno State. Using all 3 ults is never a great thing from any team. If you use 3 and you don't communicate it, it's really rough. But be careful here. It is going to be a nanoed visor coming out from Fresno State.
And Bubbles using his ult right now.
Bubbles does use his, but he gets stunned, and he somehow clings to life. WCU, Gummy was blocked from heals for a minute there, and now Western losing Nona and Bubbles. We see Bob coming out from Mej, finding
only one.
Finding the Doomfist and the Immo field. Huge picks from the Bob. But Mej getting picked off in that, and now it's going to be just Gummy trying to push for the Mountaineers, and it is at 94% control for this Fresno State team. WCU has to win here, has to get touches, has to do something. Gummy gets the touch, but it's not going to be enough. Mountaineers have to get a touch on this point, and it's Corbin who gets the touch to contest, and it's just going to be a fight. WCU has to win this fight to stay alive in game one. Double kill, or no, it's a single kill from Nona, but he does find Golden as a result. That Immo field falling. But WCU has no one on point as everyone gets slowly picked off. They're just too staggered, and that will be round 1 in this best of 3 round for control, going in favor of Fresno State.
I mean, yeah, it was only support from WCU who could touch point at the moment, and that's not good enough. You need like a DPS or tank in there at the end.
Here we go, map 2. Going to see a lot more physical and close characters. We see Corbin switching off of the Juno onto the Zenyatta. We're keeping almost the same lineup from Fresno State. Karsten going to be going over to Reaper again to start things out. Mej going to Soldier 76. Nona going to be staying as Junkrat.
Yeah, I watched Mej last week on Soldier 76. It was some good stuff. I mean,
Let's see which way these teams take. WCU opting to go, both teams opting to go high. So we'll see what the Mountaineers can do to put pressure on. And so far, it's a small little fight, but here's the big part. And a big thing coming from WCU is going to be these orbs of harmony and discord from the Zenyatta. As we see Corbin get a big pick onto Totoro the Ash. Gets taken out from behind by that Reaper, though. And now WCU finds the Baptiste. It's the Mountaineers in what could have been a very scary position as Gummy got slept, but kept alive by Bubbles. And now they're pushing this Fresno State team. Karsten getting 2 picks. Karsten going to be the biggest threat right now from the Mountaineers, or from the Bulldogs. The Mountaineers looking to try and keep pressure alive. Gummy just about takes him out, and he will with the pistol and then the physical attack, the little punch there. But Gummy going to fall very quickly as a demeched D.Va, a baby D.Va, if you will.
Yep. And now Weeple on Fresno State did some good work there, taking a few kills on
Karsten has been a large contributing factor for this Fresno State team. And you can see a Doomfist getting ready for this WCU pressure. Orb of Discord coming out quickly from Corbin.
Bastion on Fresno 2.
Yeah, Totoro switching off of the Ashen onto the Bastion. Gummy almost gets demeched right there. And Doomfist going to be going into the back line, finding 2.
And Bastion probably going to clean the West up, maybe.
There's an emo field, and there's going to be the cleanup from Fresno State as they get a team kill. 30% now in favor on the control. WCU is reeling. I don't know what they're going to do to counter this, but they need to do something and quick.
They don't have much ults stuff. They do almost have Diva ult, which could be really big at some points.
And you can see Nona throwing some fake pressure on the side here to allow WCU to come in and get this point. And they're just going to win this almost uncontested. And they will win it uncontested as Gummy gets slept, but it's not going to matter.
Yep, it looks like some big trouble right now.
Oh, and there's a Reaper ult. The Blossom gets shut down from WCU, and that's huge as Western is now winning this ultimate battle.
And Diva will get back in hole.
Massive remet coming from Gummy. He's going to be trying to pick off Totoro as a Bastion. And, oh my god, that Bastion just barely staying alive.
Yeah.
Gummy trying to cling to life too. It's Bubbles and now it's just Gummy trying to keep the fight alive. WCU going to be falling back, losing control of the point, but they brought the percentage a lot closer, so they can do a lot more if they can get back into control.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Bastion lived. Some good stuff from the Fresno State supports, keeping that Bastion alive.
But one of the big issues I'm seeing here from WCU is they're just getting pressure from this Doomfist,
Ooh.
but they take him out so they can push hard here. Let's see what they're going to be able to do. It's going to be Gummy pushing in first. There's the ammo field. And Baptiste is going to fall here momentarily because Western is just pushing. Baptiste using his ability to regain some health. Western fully staying alive, and they gain control. First time they've had control of the point in such a good position.
Yep, and both the DPSs have ults as well. They need to use them good in this moment.
Gummy about to have Diva Bomb, which you have to respect. If you're not, you will get knocked out.
And now Weepo's in big
Karsten
trouble.
clinging to life, gets taken out. And now WCU in a weird position of being kind of staggered and just pushed around. Gummy going to opt to just move around a pillar, play behind. He's going to now drop the Diva Bomb.
And that Bastion's gone.
And there's the ammo field that saves Fresno State. WCU closing that gap once again, but 75% to 87. Western has to win this next team fight. They do have 3 ults to be able to approach on, but with 3 just about online for Fresno State, it's going to be a hard-fought battle. Here goes the Kitsune Rush. So WCU going to have a lot to approach off of, and Nona trying to flank behind. He gets the kill onto Karsten with the little mine. WCU getting 3 picks here. They did burn all 3 ults, but they'll be able to win this team fight. They get the team kill, and they're going to get a free 15% from this, so it is going to be a final fight territory with Reaper Blossom, the only ultimate coming online in this final fight.
Yep. That's not a bad position for WCU to probably take this round.
I mean, they need to take this round to keep Game 1 alive in this series. It's now 90% as we see the beginnings of a push coming from Fresno State. I don't know why I keep thinking Sac State all the time.
Yeah.
Big pick onto the tank from WCU. This is final fight territory. Whoever wins this fight will win this game. WCU has to find a way to not be staggered, but they lose the tank as well. Nona going down. There's the Reaper Blossom which only found Gummy. Bubbles finds the ammo field, so now WCU has to get the touch.
Yeah.
But it's going to have to be Corbin, but no. WCU losing Game 1 in this series, 2-0, but that score doesn't reflect how close it was. It was a hard-fought battle coming from Fresno State and WCU, and Fresno just ending up on top. Clean Jr. going to get play of the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that didn't put in work. Yep, I remember that ult in this leading to a whole team kill WCU.
I mean, beautiful ult, just well played. It's a tight map, hard to get some good perspectives on, but WCU, like we said, taking the loss on that one, going down 0-2. Fresno State is 3-0 in this season, and it's not hard to see why, but WCU only one series difference behind them at 2-1.
I mean, yeah, it shows how close they were. I mean, that last round, especially, could have gone either way.
Everything here in this Central A category is going to be close. Right now, it is College of Eastern Idaho and Fresno State tied at 3-0. The 2 top teams thus far that WCU had to face weeks 3 and 4. Really hard spot to be playing them in, namely because they just don't get the chance to fully find their flow and make sure that their team is working as best they can.
Yep, I mean, there's 250 teams in a row. A little tough sometimes. If we can able to take a series off one of them, I mean, that would be really impressive.
Yeah, soon to play this season is going to be WCU against CSUDH, University of North Dakota, and Sac State, which is also in this division, which is partially why I'm getting so confused. So those will be the remaining 3 weeks of the semester for regular season play. So WCU, if they can win those 3, and I'm really wanting them to win tonight. So if they can win those, they'll be in a great spot. If they don't win all of those, it'll still be tight, but I think they will make playoffs. The big thing, though, is just how far can you get? And right now the Mountaineers have a long way to go to catch up. They're currently trying to determine what they want to pick between hybrid and escort. So hybrid is the one where you control the point a little bit, and then you have to move the cart down.
Okay.
Escort is just moving the cart.
Yeah, I feel like escort's like a tough one to come back from if you're down, especially.
Everything's a tough one to come back from in this league, to be fair. And, I mean, escort and hybrid are both hard ones to fight with.
Not too sure how, but feels comfortable with WCU. What I do know is that they can definitely keep up with this Fresno State team. I mean, they showed the last round.
Yeah, right now WCU currently, I mean, both of these teams currently on a streak of winning or losing in 3. And we see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams in this division doing the same.
Yep.
But that's 1, 2, 3. I mean, that's 6 in this division that have done the same of winning or losing it in 3, with 2 teams that have not done so.
Yep, I mean,
I'm willing to bet that one was against one another, Bison Black and Hard Rocker.
maybe. All I know is that, yep, you got it.
Yep. But this is, I mean, it's looking like it's a very clear difference between which teams are going to be the front runners and which teams are going to fall behind. So it's just a matter of how does WCU make sure that this is as close a series as possible, and what do they do right now to maintain that communication and find that pressure that they were starting to get in game or in map 2 of that first round.
I mean, I feel like just utilizing the ults well and, playing as a team, getting those picks, those much needed picks, especially on the DPSs. Because I feel like DPSs of Fresno State have been doing the work so far.
I mean, there's a lot that's been going well for the Mountaineers, and there's a lot that could be, or that we would definitely like to see, as opposed to just what we did end up having in that first game. We will be going to hybrid. It is a ban on Kings Row from Fresno State. Pick is Blizzworld from WCU.
Mm-hmm.
And defense pick from Fresno. WCU on the right there in red still. Defending first. So big on this hybrid map, the big thing to consider is how well this defense rolls. If you can get a good defensive point, you don't have much work to do to win on offense. All it takes is a couple good fights, but this offensive pressure from Fresno State is going to be massive.
Yep, I feel like WCU was pretty good at hybrid last time I saw them. Had a big advantage going into overtime, just couldn't close it out.
And right here is going to be that first control area that Fresno State has to get to and maintain control of. It's not terribly difficult, but it's not the easiest. You have a little bit of ways to go from that spawn back there.
Mainly that little gap in the middle, but see what these comps looking like. Is that a Tracer?
On WCU side, yeah. So we see a Junker Queen is going to be Gummy. We see Bubbles is going to be Tracer on DPS now. So switching up for WCU is going to be Bubbles and Nona, swapping between DPS and support. We see Corbin sticking with Juno, again, one of the best healers, so I would say right now in the game. One of the best, unless you're just incredibly solid with someone else. We see Mej as Soldier. We do see Bubbles swap over to May. Nona trying to debate between Kiriko and Lucio, so we'll see what WCU decides as. But they're going to be going against largely the same team from Fresno State.
You got Widowmaker.
Oh, I see what Nona's doing. So Nona's going for Kiriko, but just using the Lucio speed to get his team out fast.
Yep.
So they can set up earlier. Or they're going to be...
I mean, yeah.
I guess WCU is... Oh, yeah, WCU is attacking first.
Yeah. I feel like they did say defense in the chat.
That was Golden. So
Yeah.
Golden is on Fresno.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yep, so they picked defense first. WCU not losing this fight yet, but not looking amazing at the moment just because of how hard it is to gain positioning on this. You can see the high ground coming in from the Fresno defense, and we see Totoro down there as a Widowmaker putting some snipes up to really mess with the Mountaineers.
I feel like Widowmaker's really strong on this map, especially with these tight gaps. You can get some nice shots on.
You can see how far WC has to get to. They have to get up there.
The Doomfist, the Bailey, surviving.
Western's pressure has been working so far. This Doomfist is going to be trying to backline the Mountaineers, but going to retreat down back. And now Western trying to go fully around the Bulldogs defense. Gummy does get sectioned off by his own team, but he stays alive. No, that's going to be just about a full team wipe on WCU. Unless Gummy and Mej can keep it alive. No, it's just going to be Mej. Gummy does end up finding Penko, so Mej in a 1v2 situation, but gets taken out as he was trying to deal with a Baptiste on one side and a Soldier on the other. The big difference here is that WCU has less distance to cover, so if they can get some fast characters going, they'll be back in this fight a lot sooner. That said, we do have to consider that there are 3 ults hopping online for Fresno State. WCU all more even, but not quite close enough to call it going online anytime soon.
So one of those going down.
Oh man, that's gonna be gonna be just about a team wipe. Yeah. From that is a team kill. That's play of the game right there from the Bulldogs.
And no emoting. Having no fun.
They're just emoting to one another, not a big deal. We did have some issues with people who got mad about something like that last year. But I think that's just them having some fun of congratulating each other for a great team play, which it was. Baptiste, Window, and Soldier Visor are a very, very dangerous combination. And it's something that you really cannot afford to see.
Yep, and with only a minute left, I mean, WCU needs to take this point.
They need to do a lot right now, but they're going to have a lot to approach on as they will have 5 ults coming online momentarily. WCU going to be using theirs. We see Gummy using his. He gets slept by the Ana, so the Ana stays just alive, but does get taken out. Big pick from WCU as they start to transition this momentum in their favor. That's 3 quick picks onto the Bulldogs. That's the 4th, and the only person living is going to be the Doomfist, who retreats fully back. Western now on the attack with possession. This is where momentum shifts in Hybrid. Getting to that control, if you have a hard defense to crack, is very difficult. But once you get there, it is very easy to get through it. And now it's Gummy trying to take out this Doomfist solo. Doesn't quite get it.
Nice hold.
We do see a big save coming in from Corbin there. Or from Nona, my apologies.
I didn't know. WC still has 4. That's impressive.
And there is some forward momentum coming from the Mountaineers. We do have 4 ults online, which is amazing to have in this scenario. But we're in a position where those ults aren't necessarily in the most useful situations. It's harder to get these because they need to be in straights as opposed to these corners. And now Fresno going to be having a great defense at this first choke point.
Yeah.
And the Mountaineers are forced to respect it and back off, but they have that forward spawn, which is a massive, massive benefit.
Yep. And not wasting any ults as well. It's also small for WCU. Not panicking.
They're not just all popping them as they get picked or as anything happens. They're taking their time, which is just the best way to play it.
They do need some pressure, though.
I mean, they're giving way too much space to this Fresno State defense as Clean gets a double kill. Golden finds a 3rd. Clean finds a 4th. And WCU is just going to stay alive in the back with Majarshan as they have a minute 56 to start to escort this payload to that next checkpoint. And this defense coming out from Fresno State is massive.
I feel like they need to pop ult eventually. WCU. Can't help
they do, and they almost have all 5 back online. And I think they're waiting for Gummy to have that ult to approach off of. We see the Blizzard coming out from Bubbles. We see Nona getting that ammo field out. And we see 3 kills coming in favor of WCU.
Just
almost 3 in favor of Fresno, but Corbin stays just alive. Mej finding the tank now, and WCU has free pressure to continue escorting this payload towards that next checkpoint as Karsten starts to back off.
And that's why Bubba switching to Torb or Torge.
Torbjorn, yep.
I like that character. Nice turret.
I do think the turret can be beneficial, but it's a little difficult to
On
find
offense,
the right placement.
especially on offense.
Yeah, but he gets picked off very quickly by Golden. Shut down almost immediately. We see the Mej popping the visor. Finds one. Gummy finds two. Can WCU find three? Totoro's getting shredded now. They do find three with the trade of Corbin. It's now just the two healers alive for Fresno State. WCU in a great position to take this point all the way to that first checkpoint. It's just Golden and Panko, the two breadcrumbs, I'll say, in the back. And it's contested just a meter away.
Gummy, that dude's ult doesn't really get the most value.
We see Nano coming out from Panko, which does give something towards the Fresno State team. And WCU now in a bad position where its bubble's overextended, so he's just going to get shredded. Now he's staggered behind the Mountaineers.
Only 10 seconds.
10 seconds left. WCU needs fast characters to get onto point.
I mean, this is a good touch at the end by Fresno.
And there's no touch here from the Mountaineers as Nona and Mej get shredded. So round one will be stopped just a meter short of that checkpoint for the Mountaineers. They're going to be sad about that one because they could have gotten the picks onto the healers, at least one of them, but they didn't quite get there. Switching sides, WCU now to defend. They have to make sure that Fresno State doesn't get to this point. If Fresno State gets here, even if they get 1,000th of a meter further, actually, they just have to match it. If they can match it before the timer runs out, then they win.
Yep. Yeah, it really sucks that WC couldn't get that checkpoint. Would add some time, some little bit of distance as well.
It would have given them a little bit less pressure for defense, but now they effectively have to maintain control of this area for as long as possible, which has been a semi-frequent problem for the Mountaineers.
I guess it looks like we have a Sombra on the other side.
No, that's on the defending side is Sombra from Totoro, which they're going to use it to scout. Yep. So what's going to happen is Sombra's going to go invisible, going to go try and see what WCU has set up for defense and where.
Yeah.
And even with the nerfs, they're going to be able to get away scot-free with it. Yeah. So what you'll see here is the Bulldog defense or the Bulldog offense stay back with the Sombra coming up to just scout, and then they'll run back on that side.
Yep,
and there it goes, exactly as I'm saying. If we tune in.
I feel like they did see Sombra there.
They did see, and now the Mountaineers are going to be able to defend from this position pretty well. They just have to get the quick picks as necessary, which they do, finding Clean Jr. very early in this fight, which is massive. They find Totoro as well.
Nice.
And now WCU just going to be trying to keep this pressure up and going.
Yeah. Fresno can't do much right now. They have to wait for the tank and another attack to come back. Looks like WCU has them trapped in a little mid gap right now. WCU is kind of grouped up on that little balcony, and that kind of pays for them. Defense just goes straight in there.
Ooh, but there's a big nano against WCU, which could be fortuitous for this Fresno State team. But we see Clean Jr. going in, getting shredded once again by this Mountaineer defense. The ammo field coming out, but it's not going to be enough as Clean gets taken out, and WCU has yet to lose someone in this fight, though Gummy's mech is looking very fragile.
One person is on point, though, and is down.
So that's okay. So WCU still maintaining control at this point, and Gummy gets a chance to refresh his mech's health bar. And now WCU, Majarshan Bubbles, and I believe that was Nona coming up to defend the Mountaineers.
Yep, a solid start to defense for WCU.
So WCU with a great position on defense. We see one ult online, and all four are very close to coming on the way, whereas the two closest in this game, aside from the one that's already online with Corbin, oh man, Bubbles gets taken out. Corbin's ammo field gets taken out. It's going to be a Doomfist ult coming out from Clean Jr., finding no one, but does get enough momentum to pick off two Mountaineers. It's just Gummy and Nona who are on point. We're going to see if there's a nano, or no, there won't be a nano, and there will not be a mech Diva Bomb.
No.
As Gummy just tries to retreat, he gets picked off very quickly, and he just is going to jump off the edge and let himself regroup as fast as he can to his team. Clean Jr. going to be extending quite a bit here to try and force some more pressure onto the Mountaineers. Whereas WCU is already regrouped and ready to go.
Yeah, I mean, that pressure just came instantaneously. I mean, that was impressive from Fresno State.
All it takes is a little bit, and Doomfist is a great hero to, or champion, however you want to say it, same difference. They're a great one to force pressure on. The big thing from WCU that we don't want to see tonight, that we've seen in the past from the Crimson Squad, is ignoring the payload at the last second in a tight team fight right at the marker.
Yep.
If WCU can get if they can get good positioning here, then they will win this fight. But the issue right now is Clean Jr. We see Nona, or not Nona, we see, I thought we had a Baptiste on our side, but we don't. And WCU just gets shredded. And it's going to be just Nona and Corbin, the two supports alive for the Mountaineers. A lot needs to come back from WCU. They need to get there fast.
Corbin does get one pick off.
Oh, we do see the Bastion ult, but Clean stays alive just barely. We see Kitsune Rush coming out from Corbinator. We're going to see if WCU can put in the effort to win this fight.
Yep.
They have a lot to do. A slept Bob is massive for the Mountaineers, but they're not aware of him in the backline. So Bob's going to find one, helps on two, finds three.
And the Doomfist is just getting a pick, but
gets picked by the Ana, but enough. That will be enough for. That's going to do it. All it takes is a 2-1 score. Fresno State will take that game. And now WCU in a hard position of having to win out the remainder of this series to win, like just to or they have to win next game and then win following that to just stay alive.
And this is the soldier ult that got 4 in the first.
That got all 5. It didn't just get 4. It was 1 right there, 2. Here goes 3, 4.
Yeah, Doomfist got the first one.
And then, Doomfist did get the first one, huh? Mm-hmm. But still, that quad play of the game, massive coming out from the Fresno State defense on that play. Mm-hmm. So now it's going to be one of everyone's least favorite game modes, Escort, the robot push map.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just a little tough round from WCU.
Yep.
Not getting that checkpoint in the first attack just really hurt them.
Yeah, but we're going to take a step away for a minute in between games as we wait for the selections, and we'll get back into Game 3 here in just a moment. And let's see it now. It's game 3 in this best of 5 series, going to Esperanza. WCU on this escort. They have a lot of work to do. Taking a small bathroom break in there. We'll see what happens. I forgot to update the stream title and the game.
Oh, we're playing Rocket League still? Oh my god. Rocket League's looking a little bit different nowadays.
Yeah, right? This is definitely a new map.
Yeah. Epic finally decided to update the game.
The first real update that Epic Games has ever done for Rocket League.
And it's someone made it worse. Just kidding, Overwatch.
And there we go. Now it's updated. WCU taking on Fresno State.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry for changing that in game 3.
I mean, I guess all players are playing Rocket League still.
Oh, but this is going to be very difficult for the Mountaineers. I think their composition now is built to play against a Doomfist.
Oh, yeah.
But instead, it's going to be a Junker Queen, a Genji, which is troublesome. We see an Ashe and... I mean, the rest are going to be the same. It's going to be Ashe, Ana, and Baptiste. Whereas WCU is going to be going for a tight, hard composition of Arissa, Bastion, Juno, Sombra, and Baptiste. So the Baptiste Ditto is going to be interesting.
I mean, yeah, definitely. I want to see how Nona would do at this Baptiste. Like it was Corbin last match who was Baptiste. I want to see how they go against these Jungle Queen and the Genji.
The Genji is going to be a little bit of a problem because of how many projectiles WCU has. Not having that Moira might become a problem very quickly in this match, but we'll see what ends up happening. If WCU starts to play more as a team, finding those individual picks, they are going to be winning this series very handily. And they're already starting out with a little bit of progress made on this push map. They've done the best so far this season on push, finding the picks that they need to, finding some heavy damage. But Gummy getting slept there is going to be a bit of an issue. It's going to be a big issue as now Majarshan falls. So does Corbin, so does Bubbles, and Nona will fall in suit.
I think that's a 5 kill like Genji.
Yeah, that is a penta. Or it might not be a penta, but I know it's a team kill.
I feel like Genji did get the force on the earlier one.
I can't quite remember, but WCU little bit behind now. But it's going to be the same team composition. And Gummy did switch off of the Arissa to a Junker Queen, so we'll see the Junker Queen Ditto coming out here.
Yep. Junker Queen on both sides getting a little bit low. I
mean, WCU is giving quite a bit of space for this Fresno State team. We see one trade each way, both teams losing a DPS. Yep. But very big for WCU is they took out the Genji. But it's going to be the Ana just soloing on this robot control. Gummy now going in for the contest, and here we go. Gummy gets nanoed, so his heal's blocked. Nona got shredded as well. There goes Corbin, so now it's just Bubbles alive.
And yeah, Measure always goes down to Ashe, and Bubbles has to go back.
Yep.
I mean, it's been all Fresno State so far, this whole series.
The momentum has just found them and not left. WCU hasn't found a way to counter this team yet. And it's not that they can't, it's just that they haven't found a method that's been working consistently. We do see the Baptiste window coming out from Nona. We'll see if anything happens there.
And looks like Fresno does have 3 ults. A little bit scary, and Bob does come out from Fresno State. Always scary.
Oh, and that's going to shred Nona right away. WCU now in a tough position where they're down one of their supports, the one who can do the most damage between the two. But and that's another triple kill in favor of Fresno State.
This might be it.
I think this one's over quick, folks. WCU has to get the touch right now, which they do just inches from that final point.
And I don't think it's going to
But they're so staggered, I don't think it's going to matter. And that is a quick 2-0 game, set, and match. Fresno State.
There's impressive stuff with them. This dominant the whole series.
I mean, you have to give them credit where credit is due. They played incredibly well as a team.
Especially this Genji at the last second.
I mean, right here, yeah, we'll see if this is a penta or not. We see 1. Finalization to get a 2. Is there... There's a 3, there's a 4.
I feel like he does
And
get
there's
the
the
5
5,
too.
yeah. Well, that'll do it for us tonight. Game will go in favor of the Fresno State Bulldogs. If I could think, that would be awesome. But with that said, thank you all for tuning in. My name's Sparky.
And I'm Noe.
We'll catch you guys next week.